Yeah, I've been trying to figure out, because I know people don't die from lupus anymore, but they still can, but not so much.
So it's usually an autoimmune issue.
Mm-hmm.
So by trying to get the diet better, food better, the environment better, that helps out. And then internally, anything that you can do to help out the immune system should be beneficial.
Okay. Well, my mother, well, it's my mother. My mother, they told my mother yesterday, we were listening to the doctor, her dermatologist found lupus, like on the side of her ear or something. So she has lupus, and then she has the kidney disease.
Okay.
Stage 2.
Okay.
Plus, they're concerned because she was at 272 last year, and this year she's at 196. They said she lost too much weight.
I'm not sure someone can lose too much weight.
But they say she lost it. Well, her doctor feels that she lost it too fast.
I don't think so.
She hasn't changed her eating habits.
So there are certain diseases that are that will accelerate weight loss. So if she's in stage 2 kidney disease, that could be a potential reason why a little bit more accelerated weight loss. However, the end result is weight reduction is good, really.
Yeah, well, she's not taking medicine anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think they cut her blood pressure pills down to half. I know she's on some other pills. I have to look and see what it is. I just got to get into her my chart.
Yeah.
So that was my question. What is lupus? He said, but it's an auto. It's as long as she take medicine, she should be okay with it, right? Or change the way she eats, like leave the greasy foods alone and all of that.
Yeah, anything you can do to reduce inflammation in the body. So there's cleaner foods to eat, and that's something that Jovi can help you out with. And then anything that you can do to help repair the immune system is going to be beneficial for you too.
So them drops you all taking, you think that'll help her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's really, again, there's more and more evidence coming out that CBDA helps out with autoimmune issues.
Okay. Because I know we're buying her the Kayani because she likes the Kayani. She loves that. Because that's what got her off the metaphor, she believes, was that.
Okay.
And I was telling her about the CBD oil, and maybe she should try it.
Yeah.
What about the CelluV, Dr. Phillip? Would the CelluV help them with the cellular level because of the lupus? Because I know I have a friend that has lupus.
Yeah, it should. And some people may say that because of the kidney disease, the amino acids in there may be too much, but it really shouldn't be an issue unless someone is specifically put on a protein sparing diet. And it doesn't sound like she is. She should be okay.
No, yeah. No.
Yeah, those are the basic components that help out the immune system. Is the CelluV, the CBDA, and it sounds like she's already on a good multivitamin. So yeah, that's the basis or the foundation, if you will.
Okay. Well, I would definitely let her know. I was trying to get her on the call so she can ask her own questions.
Mhm.
But But she said she's tired all the time. And I'm like, oh my God. But she also a hypochondriac too, so I have to watch it, see what I pick and choose.
Okay. Okay.
So Alice, if you have her on Kyani, don't have her on the Nitro Extreme. She can't take
No,
the
she couldn't take that. She must take. The only thing she takes is the Kayani
Sunrise.
Sunrise. That's the only thing that she will take
Okay.
from there. Everything
Okay.
else she won't take.
Okay, good. Yeah, because the Nitro Extreme won't be good for the lupus.
Okay.
So the CBDA and the Cell UV will be like
Well, I'm gonna let her
all
know.
together. Like if you put
Mhm.
them all together, I think it would be great, actually.
Okay.
Because of CBDA, like I know my friend, she gets joint pains.
Mhm.
So all depending on what stage she's at, that would help out a lot with the CBDA.
Okay. I would definitely tell her. Now I do have another question too. What makes the skin sag? This is not for her. This is for a friend of mine that I know. She lost weight and she's contemplating on getting Joey, you probably can answer that. She's contemplating on getting the surgery because she says that she has too much skin sagging on her arm, particularly in her stomach, but not her legs so much, she says. So they told her she can get the surgery.
For me, it was the Cell UV. And you know, I lost a lot of weight, but my weight wasn't so drastic. I think I did it slowly. So that's why my skin went back in place. Like I
Okay.
still have to work on my stomach area, but it's not like where it's like hanging or I have like really loose skin. But the Cell
Right.
UV, I am so for sure that the Cell UV, once I started taking the Cell UV, I could see the difference because of the workouts that I do. And it was like, I feel like everything was going back into place. And I don't know
Okay.
what, Dr. Phillip, what you can put into that because of the Cell UV, how it does not repair. I'm not sure what exactly it's doing to, like it's repairing my cells, but I don't know about the elasticity, how.
But you know
How
what?
would
I
you
think
explain that?
hers is a little bit different than yours. That she was like, I know she said she was over 400, so I want to say she was at 450, and she's down to 160.
Wow.
I
Wow.
don't see any loose skin, but she wears long sleeves and stuff like that. So, and she said she wears not a girdle, a waist trainer or something like that.
Yeah,
So
that
does
helps
she,
out too.
did she have bariatric surgery, Alice?
She said she didn't, but we beg to differ. But we only can go by what she said. But it looks like she did because it came off rapidly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it may be a little bit more difficult with rapid weight loss because with rapid weight loss, the skin doesn't get a chance to kind of shrink. The collagen doesn't get a chance to kind of remodel. So Cell UV may help out, but if it's a rapid weight reduction, then usually the skin doesn't have a chance to slowly, gradually over time kind of retract as the volume of fat underneath it reduces.
Okay. Okay. I will pass it on. Well, I think she's in the process of going ahead and get the surgery. So that's her thing.
Yeah. So what was the time span from 450 to 160?
I would say the last I saw her was about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would be shocked if she went from 450 to 160 on her own.
I am too. I am too. We're saying the same thing. We've known him for years. We're like, you've been like 450 for like since you was 2 years old. So all of a sudden you just losing all this weight. Girl, stop. I believe she. Don't you laugh, Dr. Phil, because I tell the truth. And you know it's the truth.
I'm the one laughing, sorry.
Y'all know it's the truth. And Dr. Phil's a doctor. He knows it's too fat. 450 pounds in a year and a half. Come on. She had to have a stomach stapled or removed or something. I don't know what she did. So I'm not. She's cute, but I can't see the loose skin because again, she says she wears these leggings that's like a girdle, and she wears a waist trainer, and then she wears long sleeves. So she just looked like a smaller person.
Oh yeah, you have to wear a girdle though. Because I know when I was losing the weight, I would put a girdle on so everything can start going back to normal. Because if you don't, it's going to be hanging. You know, I don't know, but my mom always said you have to wear a girdle. I don't know if it's something from the South, you know, but that's what, you know, my mom always taught me. You know, you have to wear a girdle so at least your body stays in shape. You know, you have your curves.
I don't know because my mother put a girdle on me because I just had a fat ass. So she said I jiggled too much. So.
Oh my goodness, you're terrible. But you know, like that's what my mom always taught us. Like my mom she was like that. She was always particular. She always said, you know, a young lady has to have a girdle on. You have to keep everything like your organs back in place, basically.
Yeah.
So like even after having a child, I had to wear one. Like that's a thing that you have to put your body back into shape.
Yeah. Well.
Sorry, Dr. Phillip.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Phillip, but I think she had surgery. Even Dr. Phillip don't even know her and haven't seen her. And he knows that 450 pounds and she's down to 160. That's too fast for a year and a half. At least I think so. So.
Yeah.
But I can tell her Sully is not going to work for her, so maybe she should go on with her surgery then.
Yeah.
Now, haven't been under the gun already to lose the weight, lying and all. She is lying. Trying to make me feel bad. Oh, girl, you can do this and you can do that. I'm like, but you didn't do anything but go get surgery. You let the doctor cut you all up on the inside so you can get all the fat. Lies. Just lies.
Some people it's harder, Alice. You can't like it's not something that you can't, you know, like you can't judge anyone for doing something like that. You know, yeah, okay, I did it all naturally, but I'm scared of going under. I'll be honest. I'm scared of needles.
I asked the doctor to let me go under. Doctor, let me tell you what my doctor did. I told him, I said, I want to lose some weight. He said, well, you have to change your appetite. You have to drink more water. You have to go to bed early. I'm like, look, can you just give me a pill? You know what he's going to tell me? I can give you a pill, Alice. He's been my doctor for the last 25 years. He said, I'm going to give you a pill. He said, it'll make you believe you're losing weight. I'm like, what kind of BS is that? How you going to give me a pill to make me believe I'm losing weight? Crazy. They won't give me the surgery. Y'all know I'd be a mess if I had that surgery. So, that is it. I'm talking because I'm tired. I am so tired. I'm trying to drive and get my butt home so I can go to bed.
Alice, are you on the Shape and Burn? I know I hopped on late. I'm at the airport, but are you taking the Shape and Burn or no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, yeah, that's good because that's going to help you sustain energy.
Today. If I had, you are so right, Karen, because if I had taken it today, it's like that thing gives you a boost of energy. It's like drugs. I love it.
I love it. Good. Yeah, it helps me with sustainability for my energy, and I'm focusing better. Like I'm really focusing.
when I get home, I'm gonna take one. I just take one.
Yeah. Okay, good. I just want to make sure because I have a couple of new clients that are on it and they're absolutely loving it. Not, I mean, they're noticing the weight loss, but they're like, text me, you're right. Like I'm focusing better. I feel like I can get so much more done. Yeah, I'm really happy for them. Of course, I'm trying to
You
get
know
them to
what?
hop on here with us.
I was listening to you. I believe it was the last week or a couple of weeks ago. So excuse me, I forgot. You were talking about the exfoliator. And I went in, I got a whole bunch of them in my cabinet. I had stopped taking them. I'm like, I'm going back to take them. Some skin do look good for somebody that had no makeup on, just eyeliner and mascara. Oh, you look great.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for these products. I mean, I just put little fake eyelashes on because I don't even like the mascara, but then I just kind of fill in my brow and I don't have any makeup on. I'm kind of flushed right now, but no makeup. I just put a little bit of concealer, lip chapstick or lipstick or whatever, and that's it. I cannot believe how my skin is really changing. And when people ask me, they're like, oh my gosh, you're 52. I'm like, yeah, I'm 52. I wish I could say I was 62 because then you'd really fall over. I'm like, you need to, I tell people, I say unapologetically say, I'm 52. Like, well, why do you tell everybody your age? Why don't you hide it? I have nothing to hide. I have something to share. What you need to do is start rejuvenating your body from the inside out on a cellular level. Feed your skin, feed your brain, feed your body. And I could tell them, I'm exposing you and educating you. It's up to you. But if you want results, you have to make the first step. Then they're like, well, I'm going to research it. I said, it's already been researched, it's already been proven. So there's nothing researched, but when you're ready, let me know. And I just get on to the next one because if someone's really serious, no matter what, they have to make the first step. And then when they do, now I have these testimonies. So yeah, that's a good thing. But
when you take your shape and burn, do you take it with food or you just take it by itself before you eat?
it's the first thing. I get up in the morning, I'll do hot water with lemon, first thing.
Okay.
Then I get a glass of water and I take my shape and burn. And then I take my other, Kyanie supplements. I do everything on an empty stomach. And then I'll do a protein shake, my protein shake, healthy snacks during the day and just like monitor what I eat, you know what I mean? But I take it on an empty stomach. It's the first thing to like boost me for the day. So.
Okay. Because I take it in the afternoon, but I think I'm going to change it to the morning.
Well, yeah, you could take the second one during the day if you need it, until your body gets sustained. And I don't know, Dr. Phillip, can you tell us, like, does it depend on like your blood type or your weight, or if you're on other medications, how that would affect you?
So everyone reacts differently. So usually it's 1 in the morning and then 1 around noontime. But some people can't take it in the morning because they're already kind of revved up, and naturally your cortisol level is a little bit higher in the morning. So some people won't take any in the morning and just take 1 at noontime. Other people seem to crash a little bit around 2 or 3 o'clock. So they may take 1 around 11 or 12 and then take another one around 2 or 3. Then there's other people that if they take anything after 2 or 3 o'clock, then they're up all night. So unfortunately, every body is different, and it really depends on what your natural hormones are doing throughout the day. But in general, it's first thing in the morning and then around lunchtime in
So
general.
everyone is taking 1 at a time, and I take them both at the same time.
So again, everyone is different. Some people need that boost in the morning, and they need a little bit of a curb at noon.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will take both of them at noon because they don't need any type of curb in the morning. They don't really need any type of curb at lunchtime. So they take both of them at noon to help give them the curb at dinner time. And then the 2 at noon kind of gives them that little burst or that little hump, if you will, get them over the hump of the mid-afternoon. So everybody is different, Alice. So you have to just figure out what works out for you.
Well, I'm going to try the morning. In the morning, I'm going to take one when I get home, though, because I'm tired. I probably should just go to bed. But I'm definitely going to try 2 in the morning, because I didn't take none today at all. So.
Real quick, 2 in the morning, sorry, Dr. Phillip, but the first time I started taking them, I was taking 2 in the morning. Again, like Dr. Phillip said, everybody's different. I called Joe. I was like, my heart was racing. It was like a big rush for me. Like I took one now tonight because I'm gonna be flying. I think my flight's almost at 10. So I just want to stay up. I brought my book. I'm gonna listen to my, music and read on the plane. I want to be up. But for me, I have a lot of energy anyway. I just wanted to be alert and be up so that when I arrive, then I'll be awake. But I highly suggest just taking one in the morning. And then if you think you need a little bit more, wait a little bit. But if you take it right away, I don't know, that's just my opinion. You want to be somewhere that you're safe. And I'm just saying, it's like a lot of energy,
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and in general, first thing in the morning, that's when your system should be kind of primed and ready to go. So if you're gonna give it a sledgehammer with 2, then that may be a little bit much. So yeah,
Yeah, because does it have an effect with the coffee? Because I don't usually do breakfast in the morning. I do the protein shake, but I won't do breakfast. So, but I will drink coffee in the morning. That's why I didn't take it in the morning.
Yeah, it's definitely going to accelerate. Yeah.
Okay.
I take mine with coffee. So I have my water first, like water with lemon, like Karen said, so at least I'm hydrating myself, and then I'll have my coffee, and then I'll take the Shape and Burn.
Okay. Very good. Good information.
So Alice, did you have any other questions for Dr. Phillip?
No, that I was curious about the Shape and Burn, because I really do like it. I'm gonna try it in the morning. I'm gonna try one like Karen said, instead of doing it 2, especially since I do drink coffee in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then take one in the afternoon.
So Karen, tell Dr. Phillip how you're doing, how you're feeling too with everything.
I feel amazing. I thought so. For my trip, I'm going to Florida just for a couple of days. I'll come home early Tuesday morning. I pack all my supplements. Like I put my Celluleave in a little Ziploc bag with my little scooper. I brought my protein shake. I've got my Shape and Burns. I freaked out because I thought I was running low, so I have to order more. I just have all my supplements with me. It's made so easy. I have my exfoliator with me. Thank goodness my night and day cream is only an ounce, so no problems with that, but I'm doing wonderful. I just set myself up with a routine. And this is my advice for everybody. When someone asks you how much is something, I've been saying, how much is your health worth? And I just stay real quiet and I wait and I wait and I wait. And then they're like, so then I do the math for them on the calculator and I say, listen, your health is worth everything. So for me, by investing in my health, I put money into these products, I'm going to use them. So I have everything set up just for me to take it. And there's like no excuses. I don't have any products that I don't use daily. Nothing is ever sitting on my shelf at all. And when I start to run out, I reorder. So my testimony is the Shape and Burn has worked out so well for me that I really want to take before and after pictures, because I was looking at pictures of myself from a year ago. My face was fuller, like my neck. Oh, thank you so much. My neck, just my whole body has really shaped up, and my muscle it's incredible. And I feel like I've got this sustainable energy. I can run longer. When I'm working out, I'm able to lift a little bit heavier. When I'm teaching yoga, I'm not getting tired, or Pilates. And I'm happier. I'm just happier. I don't know. It's like I'm convinced psychologically that I'm feeding my brain what it needs to have. I'm giving my body the right everything. And I'm just a happier person, especially with everything that goes on in my daily life. It's like a complete roller coaster. And I'm just like, I'm riding this wave, and it's all good. So yeah, my testimony is huge. I just weighed myself today. I don't want to say it out loud, but I can't believe my weight. It's insane, and it's sustainable, and it's muscle. I've literally lost 14 pounds on Shape and Burn. Mm-hmm. But I still have my weight to me.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I do it for my heart. My dad had heart cardiovascular things. My mom had cancer. So I know everything I'm putting in my body, even if I have my occasional donut, even if I have a, whatever, you know, it doesn't bother me because I know I'm feeding myself well and I'm drinking all my water. So my testimony is huge. I've lost that much weight and my focus is better. I just feel smarter because I mean, I was never diagnosed with ADD, but we all know I have it. And I just feel like fresh and awake and alive and vibrant. It's just a really good feeling. So,
And you have abs
Congratulations.
now too. You don't have that pooch that you were talking about.
okay, I could say this to everybody. Sorry, Dr. Phil, if you're going to hear this, but I actually had a 27-year-old hit on me. I said, honey, I could be your mother. In fact, I said, I'm like, no, but it's like 27. Like, he's like, how old are you? I'm like 52. And then I started doing the math. I'm like, I'm kind of like 52 and a half. It's crazy.
So,
But it's not about the looks on the outside. When we start to see your body, your muscles after working out and like all your hard work that you're putting in and just seeing like the body that God created you to have regardless, it's amazing
Right.
when you start to feel better and go to sleep better at night and wake up in the morning excited to take your products and to start your day off right. I think it just sets you off on the right path. That's just what I believe. And to me, it's all psychological too. So
girl, go get you some. Go get you that young man.
no, I'm good. I'm on my road of educating people and working and doing my businesses. I'm fine. And God's got me. It's all good. I'm fine, but thank you. I'm trying to find somebody for my daughter Danielle. She's 28. I said, I have a daughter in California if you're interested. So crazy. I don't look at Martha's like, oh my God. But yeah, that's my testimony. I feel really good. And like Joby said, I'm not afraid about losing weight because I eat a lot. I'm a healthy eater. I don't like count calories. I eat, you know, like I just ordered this, like some prosciutto with arugula on this toast and I'll eat that. I eat like every 3 hours, you know, just.
Well, that's a good question. Do you count calories?
No. No.
No. Just eat. You all just eat. You too, Dr. Phil.
Yeah, just eat healthy.
Hey, Martha.
She can't. She's on mute. You're on mute, Martha. Sorry.
She turned her camera off.
Hold on.
She accidentally hit the wrong button.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I said I was just listening to all of you. I enjoy every moment. It's all a good accomplishments. Great. Karen looks good. Fabulous. And she looks happy, like she says. So
Yeah, and Joby does too. And I meant to mention Joby, your hair, and I was noticing Karen hair from the first time I noticed it's like shinier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to go get like a treatment, but
No, our hair is shinier, our faces. You can tell when someone's taking care of themselves. Like seriously, like look at people. Like when you see people, like they look like kind of slumpy and like their face is like really tight. Or their skin, you can tell when somebody's feeling good because you have all that energy about you. And your skin starts to change. I have my glasses on, but your skin starts to like, this is all like regular shine. There's nothing on me. And they could tell, like even with Joby too, you know, it's like even Dr. Phillip, like we all have that, like it's a glow. It's like a healthy glow. And that's what your skin is, your largest organ, right? Dr. Phillip, your skin's your biggest organ.
Yeah.
People don't think of it like that. You have to be really careful what you put on your hands and your face and all that. Yeah. So we have the fountain of youth and we all have access to it and we have to share it with other people so everybody can feel good. Because in this crazy world, you have to have number one, faith, number two, good attitude and help each other out. So again, we're all here to serve. We got to pass it along so other people can be healthy too.
Amen.
exactly.
Martha, how are you feeling? What's your testimony?
I feel great. I have no pains. I can move around. I'm not doing painting right now because it's not good temperature for it. But other than that, keeping active. I'm doing exercise, and I just feel wonderful too. You know,
You
the
look
medication
gorgeous. You look
the
gorgeous.
medication. Thank you. Thank you. Well, then I'm going to have to brag, okay? I'm 70 years old now. So
You look good.
Mhm.
You look
I
very
feel
good.
good. So that's one of my things, okay? I do feel very good. So I can't complain, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing right now because it's gotta last another 120, Dr. Phil?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
We're going dancing this summer. We're all gonna go dancing. We're gonna hit up a nightclub and go dancing, Martha. We're all going. Dr.
Yep.
Philip, you gotta fly in and go with us. We're all gonna go out for a night on the town. Seriously, we'll make it
You're
go
gonna have to tell
viral.
Gay too.
Yeah.
Okay, is that a date?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be picking everyone up, okay? So the other Martha, Dr. Phillip, she's
Mhm.
asking, she just texted me, if, what would you recommend for an iron supplement? Because her results came out a little low. She's not anemic, but her iron levels are low. What would be something that you would recommend her?
Food like dark green leafy vegetables, spinach, kale, things like that. Yeah, especially if she's not anemic and she just needs to help out with iron. Yeah, usually the dark green leafy vegetables are the first things.
Mhm.
Even with the Crohn's disease, because she's got the Crohn's.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you have to kind of slowly introduce more fiber into the diet. You don't want to do it suddenly.
Okay.
It may be kind of a shock to the intestinal tract. But if you do it slowly, it should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I thought beans were also a good source of iron.
Beans are, yes.
And spinach also.
Mhm.
And collard greens. Collard greens are really good. They're very tough, but when you take a collard green and you soak it, I soak my vegetables in a little bit of apple cider vinegar and water and clean them. And then I chop them up really well and I put them in like a cast iron skillet with a little bit of, I don't know, avocado oil or a little bit of coconut oil, just a tiny bit, kind of like in a little bit of water. And their collard greens are amazingly delicious. And I think they're very high in A, E, I want to say vitamin K as well too. And there's a lot of iron in that too.
Yeah, that's the same family of the dark green leafies. So
Mhm.
exactly. And kale can be kind of sharp, like a collard green. So usually, if you rub it with lemon juice, or like you said, apple cider vinegar, that helps to break down some of the bitterness. And I've had really good kale salads that are usually rubbed with lemon juice, a little bit of pine nuts, something like that. It's pretty good.
Saw her.
So Dr. Phil, I have a friend that was just kind of diagnosed as having leukemia.
Mhm.
Can she take the cellular B?
Yeah.
Just to kind of help her out. And I mean, she's still in the hospital getting diagnosed. They were actually gonna do a test today. I don't know what kind of test, but just so I'm gonna see her maybe within the week. So I wanted to maybe see if I can take some of that cellular B.
So in the hospital, they probably won't let you have it.
Mhm.
They want to control everything. So when she gets home, sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anything else that I can recommend for her?
So again, leukemia is an immune issue. So CBDA is going to help her out.
Okay. Is that with the one with the spectrum, or the 1500 or the 500 would be best for her?
So now it's just packaged in 3 different concentrations. It's all the same, it's just different concentrations. So the price per serving is less expensive at the 1500 level versus the 500, but it's the same concentration. It's just different amounts. It's either 500 or up to 1500.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome.
Dr. Phillip, I would, my hairdresser, who's amazing, her stepdad's in the hospital. He has lupus. And so he wasn't supposed to travel, but he went with his wife to a convention in Las Vegas. Anyway, he's a train wreck. And so he's still in the hospital. And she's like, Karen, I know that you have some different supplements for him to take. And I just told her, I said, I believe everything that I have is so organically natural that it can't hurt anybody. But is lupus, when you said autoimmune disease, is lupus like an autoimmune disease? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we actually had this conversation about Alice's mom before you signed on. So yeah, it is autoimmune, so it should help out. The only caveat is if there's any type of blood thinners, but I can't imagine they would be on any type of blood thinners in the hospital.
Okay.
But basically, everything that we have, even if you are on some type of medication, everything's safe unless if it's a blood thinner. Or what else should we be on the lookout for if somebody tells us something?
Yeah, so theoretically, even if you're on a blood thinner, the one that has shown up in studies is Coumadin or warfarin, which is a really old drug. And even if you're on a medication like that, if you're being monitored by your physician, then they could alter the amount of warfarin or Coumadin that you're getting in order to control the thinness of your blood. It used to be thought of that you would have to avoid certain foods or certain medications, but as long as you're consistent, then you can control the drug, the warfarin or the Coumadin, in order to control the thinness of your blood, if you will. You just have to keep everything else the same. And that's the nice thing about using something like CBDA oil, is that it's going to be consistent. You're going to take it daily. So your body is going to kind of get to a certain level, and then you'll be able to monitor everything else and then adjust everything else based off of that.
It's really great to know, because I mean, not gonna, like a lot of people are on medications for all kinds of reasons, and they always get nervous that, oh, is this safe to take with my, medication? And I always give a disclaimer: I'm not a doctor, but I work with many physicians and educated people. This is all natural and it will work. And then I always tell them, tell your doctor what you're taking. They won't know, but maybe we can educate them to educate other people. I think that's what's important. People are so afraid because they're on so many drugs, and I'm not gonna lie, I was too. After my son passed away, I was on Wellbutrin and Xanax and what's someone sleeping pill. I was on some kind of sleeping pill, but I was on, some different drugs, and I still took all of my supplements and I was fine. And I'm like, even though you're on medications for things, you can't give your body enough of what your body really needs,
Right. And you can always control and modify the medications if there is, there's some medications that are metabolized in the same pathway as CBDA is in the liver. And if that's the case, again, you just monitor and then you adjust the dose, which is a good thing, because usually you have to adjust the dose down because the CBDA is helping out so much. So as long as the physician knows, then everything's okay.
I have one more question. It's regarding my brother. My brother has epilepsy. He has frontal lobal, and he's on like Depakote, Lamictal, Keppra. He's been on those for years, which have helped him too, like with his bipolar. I have him on my other line of products. What would you suggest from our line of products for Kevin to take He's actually taking Epidiolex, which is a,
Seriously.
yeah,
that's
he's on
the,
Epidiolex.
yeah, that's the pharmaceutical CBD, but unfortunately it's not CBD-A, but it is the
Okay.
pharmaceutical CBD.
So, okay, so his doctor put Kevin like in like this experimental thing about a year ago with the Epidiolex, which is good. And I think he's doing well with it. Can he take our CBD as well, or is it one or the other?
No, he can, and he's just going to have to wean off of the Epidiolex, and he might even be able to wean off of some of the other medications.
That'll be a side conversation for us another time. I'll get in touch with you on that because I'm really trying to, yeah, he's starting to forget things a little bit more. And I think it's because of the years of, we'll just have a side text about that, but that's interesting to know though.
Yeah, exactly.
Anna, do you have any questions for Dr. Phillip? How are you feeling with the shape and burn for this week? Sorry, I have you on mute.
I'm okay. I don't. I had just actually I just started the shape and burn. I haven't. I've been taking it around 1:30, and I don't know if it's just because I don't get enough sleep, but I really haven't felt a big difference.
How much are you sleeping?
5 hours
Wow.
if I'm lucky.
Yeah. So, yeah, you may need to take 2. What time are you going to bed?
About 11:30 midnight. On a good
Wow.
day, I'll probably go to bed around 10:30.
Wow.
But I wake up around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So you may need to take 2, and you could either space those out or take them all at once if there's a specific time of the day when you feel like you're kind of crashing or your energy is going down or you're the weakest as far as wanting food, something like that.
It's usually in the afternoon because I'm not a big breakfast eater.
Mhm.
But today I did not do any coffee and I feel regular. Like I feel like I'm not dragging as I would be if I don't have my 2 cups of coffee. So like I said, there is a difference, but it's not like a burst of energy. I just feel like it's my energy is being maintained at my usual level. But I didn't have any coffee today at all, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, and that's one of the issues with traditional coffee is that it kind of hypes you up, and then you somewhat crash afterwards. So that's why people get addicted to coffee and they have to drink more and more to get kind of the same lift and to maintain that lift. Whereas in the shape and burn, the way the coffee is processed and then packaged with the other natural ingredients, it kind of gives you a sustained metabolic boost and a sustained kind of brain boost, if you will, too.
Yeah, I like that. I do feel like I have maintained my energy throughout the day, even without any coffee, like
Mhm.
not or any kind of caffeine. Because I don't drink Cokes, but I don't. I feel so. I guess that's a good thing. But I was thinking about taking 2 a day, but I guess I would have to figure out if it's 1 in the morning and 1 at 1:30, or both at 1:30. Because in the morning, I'm always dragging in the morning. I'm not a morning person at all. This week was good. My daughter's on spring break, so I was able to sleep until 8:50.
Yeah, so just kind of experiment with it and how you're feeling. And maybe it might be 1 and 1, morning and afternoon, or it might be 1 in the early afternoon and 1 a little bit later in the afternoon, or it might be just 2 at noon. You're just gonna have to figure out what's best for your body and your sleep situation.
Okay.
Would you recommend the sleep spray for her since she's having, Are you having issues sleeping, or is it because of everything that you're doing that you're going to
Everything.
late?
No, it's everything that I'm doing. I get home late, like I'm still at work, and I still have like a 45-minute drive till I get home. And then once I get home, I try to get Athena to bed and all that good stuff. So by the time she's down, it's 9, and then clean the kitchen, something, and then by the time I'm wind down, it's already 11, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, and the issues with the sleep spray is that if you don't allow your time enough time to sleep, then some people feel kind of a little bit like a sleep hangover. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, if you're only allowing yourself 4 to 5 hours, then you probably don't want to try the sleep spray. At least maybe not during the week, maybe on the weekend.
Yeah, and the weekends are better.
Yeah, you can try it on the weekend to help get you a better, more sound or deeper sleep.
I have a little tip about coffee for everybody. So I have a business in Georgia. It's called Southern Girl Mart. We're like an event venue for small businesses to elevate themselves if they don't have a storefront. We have like these big events. Anyways, I have this coffee company called Ship Coffee, and she said that if you drink coffee, you get fresh beans, you have to use them within 21 days. If you don't use a fresh bean within 21 days, it's not good. So think about any coffee that you're buying on the shelf that's already ground. It's not good for us. That the freshest coffee that you can buy will give you like that little jolt that you want. And they're all about coffee. There's nothing wrong with coffee. I think the best way to have it is like, like black coffee. And people think that they need creamer. 2 of my clients have been like, Karen, I'm not even drinking milk anymore. I gave up creamer because of you. I don't add sugar. I don't add honey. I'm like, just drink it black. I'm like, just get yourself that like little warm cup or maybe like some matcha green tea. But coffee, if you're going to use beans, should be used within 21 days. Otherwise, don't even bother because there's so many additives to it. It's not even good for you. So think twice about where you're getting your coffee from. And someone told me that McDonald's coffee was the cleanest coffee out of all the coffee places. And Starbucks, they're just all fancy and like bougie, but they're taking your money and they're not even good beans for real. There's been studies on that. So just FYI for that.
Yeah, very interesting. We have a local roaster in town. So we get our beans from them and then we grind it ourselves. And then I even have it ground to a French press, and I use a French press. I like the whole process of making coffee, or we have a little espresso maker. So, I mean, it's the whole process. It's kind of a ritual. It's kind of cool.
When Jovi was talking about her mom, when my mom used to cook, she said, always sprinkle love into everything that you do and it's going to taste better. It's the same thing with anything. When you're taking that time to make your coffee or your tea, or for me, I don't even use it. I don't have a microwave. So I do everything on the stove. I boil my water and I do everything. It's a process of it. And I think it's very scientific because when you're going through the process of something, you're taking time and you're really enjoying it. They say like when you eat food too, you want to really chew your food, which we all know with donuts and cupcakes, it's like 3 gulps and I'm done. But to like really enjoy that little bit of, just enjoy the process of it is very important. I think that is with everything, but coffee has been just a big buzz all over the place. And when I started listening to people and like researching and studying things, I thought, okay, I'm gonna put something in my body. I want it to be good. And I want to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. So just a little FYI for you guys.
Yeah, no, very cool. And it was in Italy that the slow food movement started. And that was the whole idea, is that people would get locally sourced foods and then they would make it in their own kitchen. Then they would invite friends over and friends would help them prepare the meal. And then you'd sit down and you'd have a meal for 2 to 3 hours and just talk. So you're right. It's all about the process and who you're sharing that process with.
Yeah, that's how we do it. I know, like, when I was out in Texas, they would come to my house and we all would prepare and help each other out making the food and stuff. So it was a process, you know, that's how you get to enjoy each other's presence.
Exactly. Yeah, probably the best dinner party I ever went to was a paella party where everyone brought an ingredient. The couple that kind of coordinated it had this kitchen that had a central island with the cooktop on the central island, and everyone just gathered around the island, and then everyone added their own ingredients at a specific time, and it was a wonderful event because everyone was involved in the cooking. You sat around and talked. You can't have paella without some red wine, so we had a little bit of red wine. So it was nice event.
Yeah.
Red wine has antioxidants in it, so I'm all for the red wine. Yes, I'm gonna order a glass of Cabernet from this guy real soon. So yeah.
Yeah. Real interesting story about the red wine. There was a big splash in the Wine Spectator, and this was back in the 90s, and it was called the French Paradox. And it was, why are the French people who supposedly have a notoriously bad diet, right? Red wine and cheese, why are they living so long? And part of it was because of the kind of slow food movement. And the other part was the red wine. It's healthy, and they drink in moderation. So at the time, I was the medical director for a Gallo winery. So I said, hey, why don't we advertise that red wine is actually good for you? And the legal department came down to me and said, no, we can't advertise that. So, but I still kind of ascribe to that everything in moderation is good.
I subscribe to that too. Everything in moderation, except for your products. We all have to take our products not in moderation, like take them the way you're supposed to take them.
Exactly.
Came back just in time.
Yeah.
Red wine. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Well, my Nona, she came from Lucca. So my maiden name is Lucchese, which I want to take it back, but she came from Lucca. And my Nona was a chef. So like back in Italy, a long time ago, there was the rich and the poor. So our family was the poor, but she was a chef for a very wealthy family. And so she cooked for them and, had all these like recipes and stuff. So this family stole my Nona's recipes and made some kind of cookbook or something out of it, and she never got credit for it. Well, then when they moved here to America, my father like knew her recipes, my mom knew her recipes. I remember watching my aunts in the kitchen cooking, and when you're using real ingredients, I always go back to home, like how we cook: real ingredients, real salt, real pepper, real this, real that. Even if you're using sugar, even if you're using, I don't care what you're using, if it's 100% real, go for it, and everything in moderation. And I think with today's society, everyone's counting calories and they want to have sugar-free. No one thinks about the chemicals in there. That's why I'm so baffled. I work at a boutique during the day and I meet a lot of people, and I'm baffled by the fact when they ask me how much something costs or what is this, I have to do research. I'm like, no. And actually, you guys, I have an article. I'm going to send it to Joby. She can send it to everybody on Oreos. Oreos have GMOs in them, insect repellent, and something else. An actual Oreo has so much junk in it. And my daughter who lives in San Diego goes, Mom, you'd be so proud of me. I just went to Trader Joe's and got the natural Oreos. I said, that's fine. I said, but don't be eating any of those real Oreos. There's so many chemicals in it. And the bad thing about it is that we're getting that infiltrated through so much different food. I'd be more paranoid about what I'm putting in my body than watching a scale or counting calories. And that's what I tell people. It's like, what are you putting in your body? Right? It's a constant battle every single day. And especially being in the South, people do not they're like, you're so, so hard, but I am, because I am passionate about your health. And it just doesn't go over very well around here. Oh, I'm gonna have a Cabernet, but like the best one you have. So, but anyway, people just don't like that, but they have to stop and think about what they're putting in their body. So I don't know, that's just my whole thing. People need education, but they also need to feel your passion and understand and get on these Zooms. I invited so many people every single week. And I know eventually after planting the seed after so long, they're going to come on, but I'm like, you actually have to speak with Dr. Phillip. You can ask any questions you want. Don't even show your face. They'll come on though, eventually.
Yeah.
Or I just go savage on them. Go mafia on them. Gotta get around this. Yeah.
So the whole premise, if I'm not mistaken, of Super Size Me. Did you guys see that movie? So there was one little vignette where they had a McDonald's, I think it was McDonald's hamburger, and they put it in a big kind of like petri dish, and then they had like, I don't know, Billy Bob's burger, which was supposedly all natural. And then it was like after 2 or 3 days, Billy Bob's burger looked kind of like a little forest with all the fold mold and the fungi and everything growing on it. And McDonald's looked pristine. And then a week later, McDonald's was still kind of pristine. Billy Bob's was like a bigger forest. And after a month, McDonald's was still pristine. And then Billy Bob, the whole petri dish was just kind of overgrown with all the different type of fungi and mold and everything that was growing off it because it was all natural. So you're right. If you think about the chemicals and the preservatives and things you're putting in your body, you don't want to embalm your body. You want to be natural.
I did that experiment years ago in 2006. I've always been in network marketing. At the time, I was marketing for Juice Plus, just the capsules with the fruits and vegetables. And I went and bought a Happy Meal, a cheeseburger, and fries. I kept it in my cabinet above my stove. And then I had a microwave, but I just used to use it for storage. But anyways, it was that little cabinet above there. 2 years. A part of the cheese cracked off. All three of my daughters used it as an experiment in school with the receipt. I had the receipt in the bag, but McDonald's got smart now. They started making it a little bit more healthier because we tried that experiment, and I believe the Happy Meal cheeseburger only lasted about 6 months before it started growing mold. But I had this actual burger for 2 years, nothing was on it. And that was in 2006 to 2008. So when you think about those chemicals, what is hardening in your body?
Right.
And, as a mom, I used to run through there and get chicken nuggets when the kids were small, like as like a treat. That wasn't a treat, it's terrible. I would not eat anything processed like that, which just, you have no idea what's inside of it.
Exactly.
So, Tony, can you tell Dr. Phillip how you've been feeling with the CBD oil? I have you on mute.
Unfortunately, his camera's off, so I can't tell if his lips are moving.
I know, right?
Mine are moving, I'm eating.
Okay.
So I know I was talking to Tony yesterday, and he was saying that he was feeling better, and he's going to see his doctor, I think, next week. So he'll have some blood work as well, so he can compare how everything's working out for him.
Very good.
I don't know if he's on the road or something, but that's what he told me. And then Diane did text me. She's at work right now. She's taking the protein, and she lost 3 pounds in 1 week.
Wow, very good.
Protein. And I've been helping her out with like adjusting her food intake and stuff like that too. So she lost 3 pounds with that. She said that she's going to be getting the Shape and Burn as well. She's excited with that as well. And she has the Cellular too.
Good. So she's using the Extreme Shake as like a meal replacement then?
Well, the way I'm adjusting her food intake, I have her taking the protein shake in her lunchtime with her food. And then her dinner, she's like, dinner is very hard for me to have like a full dinner. So she's eating because I'm telling her I need you to eat this much, but she is eating. She's like, it's a little bit harder to eat too much for dinner, which is a good thing. I was like, no, that's good. You don't have to eat too much in dinner time anyways. You can go a little bit lighter. I go with fish or, eggs or whatnot.
Sure. Yeah, the other night we actually grilled tilapia, which I was kind of a little bit leery because it's such a thin fish. But as long as the grill is really hot, you can throw it on, kind of sear it so this way it doesn't fall apart. And we have a Traeger which uses wood pellets, so it had nice smoky taste to it. Really good. And didn't need anything else with it. It was just the tilapia plain.
Yeah,
So it was good.
with a little bit of lemon juice or lime juice, Dr. Phillip?
So Gay likes that. I like my fish kind of plain.
Plain?
I just like the taste of the fish,
Mhm.
especially salmon. I like salmon plain without anything on it. Yeah. Matter of fact, the first time I ever had wild Alaskan salmon. I mean, we were on a fishing trip, and we actually caught salmon, had it processed at the dock, frozen and sent home. So it was fresh. And the first time I cooked it, I overcooked it because I didn't realize that even quote unquote wild salmon at a store, they'll add dye to it. So you have to try to find salmon that's truly wild, truly unprocessed. And then when you're cooking it, you have to look for texture changes and not really color changes. And it is absolutely fabulous tasting when it's wild.
Mhm.
But wild caught is the best fish to get. You cannot
Yes.
buy regular farm raised on anything. And I have one thing to say about tilapia. I did a research on that.
Mhm.
You want to be careful that wild caught sockeye salmon is amazing. I was on an Alaskan cruise and we did like this like charter, like where you could like actually cut. I couldn't even taste it. There was no taste to it. It was amazing. It was so good. But wild caught was always better than farm raised. I bought some Icelandic. It was Icelandic. I don't know, some whitefish or trout the other day from Publix. It was the best I could do. And I said, what do you have that's wild caught? And he's like, well, it's $23. So I said, no, flip the other fillet, flip the other. So he kept going till he got to the bottom. Finally, he takes the fillet and flips it down for me and gives it to me. And I was like, that's the one I want. Like I'm going to eat that. I want to have the best piece of fish. So it was like $18.99 or something. And I'm like, I don't care how much it is. I'm like, that's going to go my body. And then I thought about it later. I'm like, is this even really good? Like I just bought this from Publix. Like I hope this is real good fish, but it tasted delicious. I will only eat wild caught. And I'm hoping that it really is true, because if I don't, what are they putting inside that fish? And as far as salmon goes, if you look at the real Alaskan sockeye salmon, it's that like really beautiful, like copper kind of a color. If regular salmon looks so light and pinky, you don't want that because they're just injecting it. How do you even know if it's even really salmon? You don't.
Yeah, that's true. So supposedly this was wild tilapia, and it was in the Pacific. So hopefully it was good. Kind of interesting. I did find, and I haven't found it since. One time I did find farm raised salmon, but it was raised in a fjord in Norway. So theoretically, and I went on the company website to research all this, and supposedly the fjord is constantly flushed out by glacier water that comes into it. So there theoretically isn't anything in the water that's going to be impure. So I don't know if that helped or not, but it sounded kind of plausible to me if the fjord is kind of be flushed out by the glacier runoff, if you will. So who knows?
Wow.
So where did you do your cruise at?
It was actually a Christian cruise. Charles Stanley was the pastor that was speaking on the Christian cruise. And I went in 2017, and I cannot remember for the life of me the three different, I was in Juneau and then two other places, and it was absolutely fabulous. So Charles Stanley, he's a Christian minister. I think he might have passed away. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cruise. It was amazing. And seeing the glaciers, and I watched salmon for like 3 hours. I kept with my camera, and I was like waiting for that. I said, I'm going to get this picture of like the salmon flipping one in the air. And I finally got it after 3 hours. And I met this young man. I said, honey, I said, how long have you been catching fish. He goes, I'm from Chicago. He's like, I moved here a year ago. And like, now he's this fish. I'm like, I'm from Chicago too. He's like, you're going to sit here and wait for a fish to, I said, it'll come, it'll happen. It's almost about 3 hours. And I finally have that beautiful fish and I have to look for it because I want to blow it up. But Alaska is amazing. And it was hot. It was like 83 degrees in Juneau. It was crazy. And to be able to see all the glaciers and the ice and just be in that ocean, I saw whales. It was beautiful. I don't have any pictures, but they're on my head. And the world is so small. It's just amazing that when you travel, how much you can see. And I started thinking about Alaska the other day and how blessed I was to be able to meet, Charles Stanley and be on that cruise and just enjoy, the beauty of the greenery and the glaciers. Yeah, I had the best seafood ever in my entire life. And then I got the bill. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll just work harder and pay that sucker off,
Yeah. That's where we did the salmon fishing, was on an Alaskan cruise, because you can kind of charter a boat with a group of people, and then it kind of cuts the cost down. And I was fortunate enough to be with two other guys that were just sport fishing. They didn't really want to keep anything, so we were able to keep what they caught, which was kind of cool. So we wound up with a lot of salmon. And you're absolutely right. It is just breathtakingly beautiful. And if you're going to be on a Christian cruise, that's the place to go, because it's just wide open, beautiful, God's country. I don't know when you were there if you saw all the bald eagles, but they're just beautifully majestic birds, and they're all over the place. It was gorgeous.
Strikingly gorgeous. So here's how innocent I am. I'm like, oh, look, there's a hawk. And they're like, it's a bald eagle. I'm like, wow. I'm like, at least I didn't say pigeon, because that's what's in Chicago, or pigeon. But it's this beautiful eagle. I'm like, it was majestic is the word for it. Their wingspan is gorgeous. And you just stop and you think, like, I don't know, just beautiful. And it's so worth it to take any kind of a cruise. My daughter was in Norway. She had a friend that was a foreign exchange student, Anniken, and she went and visited her twice in Norway. And she's like, well, it's just like you said, like they just have fish and bread, and every single day they just have like this like great food, and it's just nice. I mean, to eat anything that's wholesome for your body, I don't think, just good. You just have to enjoy life abundantly in moderation, but with whole foods.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah. And then the last thing on food, I don't know if I told you this story. If I did, just tell me to stop. But I'm kind of gluten sensitive, and I'm not true celiac, but just gluten sensitive. And when we went to Italy, I said, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind. I have to eat everything there, but I never had a problem. And I think because it's all locally grown, locally sourced, and it's inherently non-GMO. So I had no problems with the pasta. I had no problems with the bread. I was kind of amazed that I had no problems. But then again, I really shouldn't have been, because it's all locally sourced and locally grown.
A friend of mine, he's Italian. So she says that anything from Italy, they don't have that processed stuff or the bleach that here in the United States they put in the product, or like in the flour and stuff like that, or even in the pasta. So that's why she says anything that you go, like if you go to Italy and you eat their food, their bread, you won't have that gluten intolerant like you do here. So you can have all of that over there. Because I know that's how I am here. I can't have none of that, Dr. Phillip. But she told me, she's like, okay, go to this Italian store and get the flour and look at the back of the ingredients. It doesn't have any of that stuff. And you can make your own stuff with that flour. I'm still like a little weary because I was like, oh, I don't know. But I saw it.
Yeah, it's called Italy, right? EATLEY.
I think so.
In downtown.
No, so the store that she recommended is over here on Harlem and Fullerton, I think.
Okay.
Or Grand. So it's
Okay.
Caputo's. It's called Caputo's.
Is it called?
Seriously.
Is it Caputo's? Caputo's?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Because back in
That's
Oh,
where
Orange,
she
wow.
yeah,
gets all
Caputo's.
her Italian products.
Yeah,
Caputo's is
yeah,
the way to go. The 100% great
yeah.
grandma. Yeah. My children's great grandma, she was like a grandma to me. Grandma Eleanor, she was a Pasquale, 100% Italian. She's like Caputo's, Caputo. We would go to Caputo's all the time. You can't go wrong there. Everything's shipped in from Italy, and you can't go wrong on that. Yeah, the pasta it won't make you sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There was
that's where I
actually,
was like looking at stuff. I was like, okay, well, let me see. Maybe I'll test it on me or not. I don't know. But
yeah,
I was looking at the ingredients from the stuff from the United States and the stuff from them. It's way less. It doesn't have any of the stuff that we have in our products.
yeah. Yeah, Caputo's has been around for a long time. I completely forgot about them. They were in the next suburb over from us in Addison, and I completely forgot about them. Yeah,
Yeah, that's my favorite store. That's where I get my Italian coffee.
yeah. There you
Or
go.
if I want a cannoli, I'll go over there to them.
Mhm. Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
But I think everyone else dropped off, Dr. Phillip.
Kind of looks like it.
Well, we're the real party, the four of us. Oh, Martha, you're muted. Martha, you're muted.
I said I only wanted a half a dozen of the cannolis.
Goodness. Yeah.
Truth be told, I can't just eat one, I eat two. And so I break it in half and then I take a spoon and I scoop out all the filling.
That's what
And then
I
I crush
did.
and then I crush the shell and I eat it like it's ice cream. Then I do the other shell. And I crush it and I eat it like a savage. I love cannolis and I always have to have two. And if they're dipped into pistachio on the end, I'm like, oh, this is so good. I always say to myself, Karen, it's better than a traditional donut or cupcake. This is the way to go. So, plus, I mean, it's made of regatta cheese, so it's fine.
No, it's still good.
Yeah,
And
I love
some of
cannolis.
their, like the ones that they make, like I try to ask them, what are the ingredients you would put on there and stuff. So they go a little bit more traditional. So that's what I like about them. That's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't get, I don't hurt when I have a cannoli from there. So like my stomach doesn't ache or anything like that, where I won't swell up with it. So I don't know what it is. It's probably the original products that they use from Italy.
Yeah. Probably true.
Well, I think it's that plus us being on our supplements because that's a good point, Jovi. My joints don't hurt me anymore. I mean, I used to hurt like 5 years ago, walking up the stairs. I was like out of breath. And then my heart was my earbuds went off. Sorry, I'm gonna hear everything. But I would go up the stairs and I was out of breath. And like now, I don't feel like that anymore. I feel like I could run a marathon. To be honest with you, when I eat something, my body just like I don't have any aches and pains. I mean, I feel amazing, to be honest with you guys. Maybe sometimes a little bit lower back pain or something, but I mean, I've been in a lot of car accidents and I'm still here. I'm like a cat with 7 lives. I've been in 5 car accidents. We're just gonna leave it at that. But I mean, my lower back hurts sometimes, my joints don't hurt me because I believe it's all the products and how healthy we're eating.
Yeah.
Very good. So we'll have to have another conversation later on about Luca.
Right. Her earbuds are not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you from Lucca too, Dr. Phillip?
I'm not. We're from a little town called Casabrodino, which is on the east side or the Adriatic side of Italy. Lucca is on the west side above Rome. It's actually adjacent to a beautiful area called Cinque Terre. And Cinque Terre is 5 cities that are on the ocean. And the only way that you can get to them is by train, except for the most northern and the most southern city. You can drive into those, but everything else is by train. I don't think you can get into the other cities by road. But anyway, it's just a beautiful area of the coast of Italy. It is gorgeous.
Oh.
so sometime we can have a kind of share some Italy stories when Karen can hear us. when she-
Right? That's one of my dream places to go to.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dream place to go.
Yeah.
That one and Mexico. So those two are my two where I want to travel all over.
Mhm.
Take a whole month and just go all over.
Yeah. Yeah. You can easily do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still on for tomorrow, right?
Yes, we're still on for tomorrow. It's gonna be at 1:10, so 11:10 your time.
Yeah.
I did it that way because I'm working. So I'll put on Zoom on my phone.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, I think she's really good, Dr. Phillip. I think she would be a good fit. We'll see. I know she has different aspects. I think she's more vegan.
Hmm.
Because I was listening to her Zoom. And then how do you call it? She was telling me that a little bit her, I don't know, her products. I was reading up on them. They seem really good too, but I'm not sure. I think I like ours more. Our products are way better, I think.
Yeah.
Personally.
So the way
I did the research, the ingredients and everything, especially the
Mhm.
shape and burn.
Mhm.
I know the coconut oil, the the black pepper and the ginseng activate each other.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
all of the ingredients that are in it, it's just wholesome, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. When I started reviewing everything on her website, it looked almost like what's that called? Blue Apron or so it looked like a subscription meal plan system. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Okay. Okay.
So
So I'll do a little bit more research before the call tomorrow. Yeah. What was her?
and I was like, you're supplementing all these people, you're eliminating the actual whole foods. I'm like, but you need the whole foods.
Mhm.
And when I talked, I was like, I'm still prepping. I want to prep my food. I want the wholesome of the food itself that I'm consuming, but I'm also taking my supplements too, because all the nutrients aren't there, in our whole foods, so we do need to supplement no matter what.
Yeah,
They
that's
were
true.
just a little, I think she was a little blown away with that too.
Mhm. And how did you two meet again?
I was introduced to her from Tina Zingler. So Tina Zingler, she's a friend of this one gentleman. He wanted me to get into their network marketing. And I met him through Freddie's wife. So that's how we met. So that's how we've been connecting, but we've been connecting on Facebook a little bit more.
And then what is it you want me to talk about tomorrow with her?
Like the supplements a little bit of the CelluV.
Hmm.
I think that would be interesting, and also the CBD oil. For her, I know hers is more fiber-based with her products, and it's gut-based as well. So I don't know, what would be a good conversation? Because I know for me personally, I wanted you to tell her about the CelluV and how it actually helped my body. Like what we were talking to Alice earlier.
Okay.
And also the CBD oil, how it dropped all of my numbers
Okay.
too, you know? So that's like a big one right there.
I just want to make sure that I reinforced what you two had talked about, and I can support you in that.
Okay. Yeah.
Good. And if worse comes to worse, you can always use the chat and tell me to hit things that I may have missed or something like that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. No, I think she's good. They know a lot of people, Dr. Phillip. So she's Filipino. She's out in, where is she? She knows Tina Zingler. Tina Zingler's out in McAllen, Texas. And Tina, I think her dad, either they have something with like car ownership, like Ford Zingler over here out in Chicago.
Okay.
So she's out here too. She was from Chicago originally.
Okay.
So yeah, they know a lot of people. So
Okay.
we can see. We'll see. We'll fill it too.
Okay.
I
Good deal.
know she had me on one of her Zooms, and I'm connecting with one of her girls too
Okay.
next weekend.
Okay.
So I'm having lunch with her next weekend.
Good deal.
So I'll be connecting with them. You never know. We can probably either see where it goes from there.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because I know CBD oil, you can mix CBD oil with other supplements. So that's my way of thinking personally.
Yeah.
And if there's something that we can do where we're actually helping everyone out and making people healthier too, because there's a lot of people that are really sick.
Yeah. And we just have to emphasize that all CBD isn't the same. For example, I met with a friend of mine whose father has a nutrition company, and 2 years ago, we talked about CBD, and I said, "Hey, I've got this CBD product. You may want to talk to your dad about it, and then maybe you can use the CBD product along with the rest of his nutritional line." So I just talked to him this week, and I just casually said, "So how's your dad doing?" He said, "Oh, he got his own CBD line." So unfortunately, it isn't as good, but that's fine. I mean,
Oh, wow.
people live and learn.
Yeah. Well, the one, Maribel's the one that she went to an organic farm out here in Illinois, and she got a CBD oil. So now she's trying ours. So
And she's going to find a huge difference because a majority of them out there don't have CBDA. And if they do, it's not going to be stabilized and it's not going to be available. So they'll live and learn and kind of find out. And that was the same thing that we touched on briefly with Karen and her brother.
mhm.
Epidiolex is just CBD. It's not CBDA, and it really can't be CBDA because the pharmaceutical company can't stabilize the A in order to pass the FDA kind of qualities for long-term shelf life. So yeah, there's going to be some effect, but not the same effect.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to talk to her and see what happens with their brother.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, and I know she'll get him on it, on the CBDA as well.
We'll talk about it.
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll talk again tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Phillip.
Thank you,
Greatly
Dr.
appreciate
Phil.
it.
You have a good week.
Thanks,
Bye,
Martha.
bye, Joby.
Bye, Martha.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.